Welcome to the SwitchClicksPodcast, episode 79, recorded on April 12th, 2022. Today we'll be discussing various topics, including the variety of games that could soon be remastered by Bandai Namco, our hopes for 3 hopes, and the first quarter so far. I'm Tyler, and today I'm joined by Nathan.
Hello.
And Kaiser.
Hello.
So let's get into the first one. There was a recent article or just general news story, I guess, that came out saying that Bandai Namco will be remastering or remaking some random 3D action game. So, I don't know.
Nintendo.
What could that be? For Nintendo, yeah.
Ooh, let's see. Oh, I'm hoping for Minish Cap, but it's on 3D.
3D Minish Cap.
Okay. Well,
does it say it was a remake of a 3D game? I did.
Yes,
a 3D remake
3D.
of a game. Wording, I guess.
Yeah. And plus, I think Grezzo would be the one to remake the Minish Cap if they ever got down to that.
Yep. Then again, Minish Cap was also a Capcom thing.
Grezzo handled that too. Grezzo handled the other Capcom Zelda games.
We had more like Crapcom. And then again,
no, that's sure.
The massive company is on their knees.
I mean,
there could also be It could also be Metroid Prime remasters, but you know that's coming off of potential bad impressions / questionable creative decisions off of certain upcoming game in Metroid.
most definitely.
That's Metroid fans sticking their tongue out over like a leaky pipe of content, hoping for a drip.
Maybe I'll be optimistic.
Maybe it might be too dry.
I'll be optimistic though. Like, maybe what Bandai Namco did for Metroid Prime 4 is what Nintendo wanted for a remaster, so they just kind of pushed them towards that direction.
Maybe.
Yeah, so they didn't like
Most
trash
definitely.
everything. They didn't trash the actual game. They just moved them away to another project.
I mean, there's multiple projects, really. You're just not sure which one specifically, but I can't really say, like, for 3D platformers, or at least 3D games, there's a lot of them, but yet, like, a small amount of them at the same time. When it comes to, like, Bandai Namco, I don't really think 3D platformers, right? I think of, like, their anime games, their, Tekken. Yeah, right.
Which isn't exactly Nintendo, but
Yeah.
Well,
but
the only Nintendo thing they did is for fighting games is Pokken Tournament and Super Smash Bros. Or at least the latter two.
they do have a couple Pokemon games under the belt, so maybe
pretty sizable amount.
A like pipe dream would be it's like Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness or something that they.
Oh my gosh! Honestly, that could be something.
I'd be super hype. But
I'd be really hyped for that.
There's like a lot of Pokemon stuff already coming out, so it'd be a weird thing to announce another one. But
this is a bit of this is like a listing rather than some sort of tease. Thankfully,
yeah.
So it's just the start of development.
It's true.
There's nothing concrete, really. It's just like really just a remake or remaster. I can't imagine like what are 3D games, action games that Nintendo has put out, really.
Well, like Wario World, if you want to go to like the weird pile, is something that I guess I'd be fine. That'd be like a cool one. Although Wario World as a game is very janky, so it would probably be more of like a ground up kind of remake.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at what's it called, Link's Awakening, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Something
that
along
is.
those lines.
Yeah, that's very, very on the spot faithful remake, I guess you'd say.
I guess.
A lot of, like,
well, actually, Bandai Namco did the Mystery Dungeon remakes.
I completely forgot that happened.
Yeah, what I was amazed by was that they actually combined the games too, rather than giving the split releases like they did with Game Boy Advance and DS. Maybe they could do something along the lines of that, something smaller scale, but
if they didn't just release a Kirby game, I would say like maybe another Kirby game, like Kirby's Air Ride or something, could get a remaster.
But then again, it's going to compete with Mario Kart. They don't want to take away those sales from Mario Kart, alright?
That is true. Like the fact that they've released a Kirby game and they're released a Mario Kart thing. That's like that would be like the worst thing to release.
I mean, to be fair, they did release they did release a free Kirby fighting game for Nintendo Switch Online during the lifespan of Smash, and that wasn't that didn't really blow up as much.
That's the thing. It's just a spin-off, like.
Yeah, maybe. And I don't know. The only other one I have on my list is Pikmin, which could be something, or maybe Chibi Robo. Finally, give it.
Ooh, it's been a while since I heard that name.
Yeah. They could finally maybe give them a good game.
Something a little more niche and something that should.
I'm thinking a 2.5D platformer where you use the tail as like a grappling hook.
Ooh,
that's my idea. Definitely not taking it from a really bad video game. That's my own unique one. But yeah, that's the only ideas I had.
Wonder where you're getting those ideas.
I heard. I think you mentioned there was also Kid Icarus as a possibility.
Yeah,
though that would be more so of a major. Well, actually, I guess if you say Uprising on modern consoles, then
yeah, I would. A lot of people would kill for Uprising.
But depends.
On the Switch.
It would depend entirely on Sakurai if he's actually interested, because it technically is his game.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
Genuinely surprised that he hasn't like touched upon it again. Really.
Well,
did it sell well?
I figured it's just because it's on the 3DS and not. Well, I guess. I guess it's because he had too much of a focus towards Smash. At the end of the day, which
he is free from his burden,
and plus, Uprising kind of forced players to buy an accessory, or at least, like, if you it used an accessory that wasn't used anywhere else on the 3DS, so people probably were turned away from that.
Yeah, but kind of the main draw is really just to create, just the escalating gameplay. I really love Uprising. I actually
I've been meaning to play it.
It's just
same here.
The best game. It's just the best 3DS game. It would fit
Uprising it's a different beast. It's like it's a console game on the 3DS, or at least it feels like what a game on a home console should be like.
Here's the thing. I kind of think of it like Devil May Cry, except it's just like Nintendo's take on Devil May Cry, really. I'm not joking, because like you got the difficulty right.
Yeah.
Right. The type of controls you have be kind of reminiscent in terms of like style. Oh, and obviously, what they do in general. Because Kid Icarus is Uprising is just super fun, really. And I can see it being ported to the Switch in a really good way by just cleaning up the controls, adjusting it for for a lot of the stuff on the Switch. Really, making it optimized.
It less of a pain to hold.
Well, I think that's a given at this point, especially.
I sure love the claw grip.
Yeah.
Look, I also played Monster Hunter. I'm very familiar with that grip.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's just a lot of potential there. Especially if this is something that's probably on Sakurai's mind. He probably had something a list of stuff that he wants to improve upon in this game. So maybe this could be his chance.
Let's take it off the bucket list.
All right. Yeah. So moving on, our next topic is our hopes or lack of for the Fire Emblem game, Fire Emblem 3 Hopes, which I have, I gotta say, pretty much nothing on. So,
Reds looks so clean.
Time for if Dakota was here,
my boy.
Something to say.
Reds looks so clean. He got that fine cut though. Holy!
What do you think of the protagonist, Shez?
What are you talking about? I don't care about that. I only care about all the Reds. All right.
Okay.
Best character in the entire game. We get to Byleth's protagonist. I get to throw a brick at them and literally.
Well, hey, finally.
Literally, I have a reason to just kill Byleth in game.
So the antagonist of this is more interesting because it's Byleth.
Yeah, it's more fun because it's Byleth. Emotional rat. Sorry, I'm not. My feelings towards Three Houses is more vitriol than most.
Well, if you look at the consensus of the Smash players, well,
that's Smash. Like I'm talking from the perspective of
a hardcore
seasoned Fire Emblem fan.
Seasoned Fire Emblem fan.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah.
Now, on a certain standpoint, how much do you think Three Hopes will improve upon the first Fire Emblem Warriors game?
There's definitely a lot more quality control, comparatively, because for one, the Muso titles have definitely gotten better. Mm-hmm. We've talked about this like a while back.
Yeah, that one episode about the directs, we had this extensive discussion about it.
Really, and we did see some gameplay. We did see some gameplay, but nothing too significant to really make any real assumptions of. But I'm just very worried if like kind of the story aspect stuff, because people are gonna be Fire Emblem fans are more interested than just the gameplay. Really, you think they care about the story? Well, I mean, in the game, they care about the stories. They care about the characters. They want to see. They want to watch their two cardboard or cutouts mash together and start kissing. All right. Right.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, wait. Sorry, I was tuned.
I got lost.
And I heard two cardboard cutouts kissing, and I feel like I've been slingshot back into this conversation.
Okay, well,
you're just hearing,
that's a nice.
You're just hearing Mr. Kaiser just ramble on about his.
That's a nice change in tone.
Complicated feelings on Fire Emblem.
It's I guess from a less experienced non-fan standpoint. I already voiced my thoughts based on my experience with Age of Calamity. How they're going more towards I don't want to say faithful, but like it's somewhere along the lines of that, where they try to make the game appear as if it was like a proper sequel or a proper follow-up to the base game.
And then they do a rug pull, right?
And then they do a rug pull. Like, what if they were to do the same thing here? And like, Byleth isn't the main antagonist of the game.
Okay, here's the thing. It's a demon. That doesn't mean like that doesn't mean they're going to be the main antagonist. It's just the demon. Ooh, it's scary.
Ooh.
Then again, Byleth is named after one of the demons from the Book of Gosha.
Mm-hmm.
Byleth. I can see where they're going with, but my main concerns will always be whether or not Lorenz will get the character development he should have gotten. All right, I hate Hilda. Waste of character. Waste of slot.
And that's the thing. I've recently unearthed a lot of complaints about Age of Calamity's character development because it was not the same level. Like it basically contradicted various character traits from what was established in Breath of the Wild. So because a different development team is working on this comparatively, would you say that would be like a risk that would apply to Three Hopes as well?
It's a massive risk, really, because there's so many different because like they can choose different characters. Actually, one of the characters that's been added in Three Hopes is the sibling to one of the characters in Three Houses. Actually,
yeah,
and it sounds like a really big inclusion, but because it's set in an alternate reality, really. I'm just taking it's just taking it with a grain of salt. It's cool to see such things. It's a nice bit of fan service, really. It's really cool to see a character that people actually kind of want to meet, right?
Yeah.
Or at least want to like know more of, outside of like really just shoddy at best support conversations that I have to wait several chapters, several turns for, and then just watch them kiss.
Well, I suppose you have a point there.
Yeah.
I'm actually doing a quick search right now to see who's writing Three Hopes, like writing the story of Three Hopes. It could very well be.
It could be the same team.
The same team.
Even then, I still have. I want to say lack of hope. Oh, just to keep it
lack of hope. Lack of hope for a game that has Three Hopes.
A game that's called Three Hopes, Three Houses. It's Three Houses. It's two houses and a rundown shack. I already said that before.
So what does that make this? Two hopes and one.
Let's see.
One lower expectation.
That's more like no hope. No hope fan fiction, really.
Oh, okay. I guess
I'm going too hard on this, but
I guess we're not that far from a fan fiction.
Yeah. I mean, isn't that what the Zelda Musou games were?
Yeah, people generally perceive both of them as fan fictions, and I tend to agree, especially the first one. Age of Calamity, not so much, because the Zelda team was supervising them, like
was
actually there.
Yeah,
was actually there to work on it. I would expect the same from Three Hopes, especially considering one of the Musou teams worked on Three Houses. So
yeah, same engine, I'm actually glad that for the most part, or they did make the graphics bearable. I just don't want to see the PNG fruits or pebbles or roads.
But hey, that makes me optimistic. At least there's a bit of a promise that the game would be a little more consistent.
Has more quality control. Yeah.
Yeah. Like everything in this game, I'm expecting to look like identical to what we saw in Three Houses.
Or at least Three Houses. I would say identical. More like I would say just look better.
Oh yeah, it could be better as well. Yeah, like there's really no room for error unless for some reason they
would say
built
otherwise,
the game
really
differently.
There is a much higher room for error because Three Houses, very popular Fire Emblem game.
That's expectation though.
I have friends who were interested, but they're also really skeptical because of the varying quality of Three Houses. I don't want to get too deep into that conversation because that would be more than that'll span across 2 or 3 episodes of me just rambling on my feelings on mediocre Fire Emblem game. Cancel me on that. It's true.
It's a mixed bag, and I'm definitely expecting us to get back to this conversation sometime when closer to the game's release. I guess, well, the alleged E3 Direct, maybe, even though there's no E3.
And just wait for me to rag on it harder.
Yeah, that's when they'll give out a lot more info on the game, I would bet. Or at least, maybe they'll release a video around that time, because was it late June 24th that they're releasing it? I think that was it.
The summer release isn't bad, actually.
Yeah, Which, yeah, they'll give out a lot more information, and that's when the rambling will never end.
All right, that sounds like a pretty good time to move on to our third and final topic, which is pretty broad. It's just our thoughts in the first quarter so far, what games we've been playing, how games in general have been doing this first quarter.
Yep.
Massive releases, all right. We have Elden Ring, baby. Elden Ring.
Yeah.
An Elden Ring. An Elden Ring.
Don't forget about Elden Ring, all right.
Daniel, how could you forget about that?
Yeah.
I also have been enjoying like Lego Star Wars, but you can talk about Elden Ring if you want. It's okay.
No, you don't need to.
Lego Star Wars.
No, I'm surprised if like how crazy Lego Star Wars is. I haven't seen all this tech, all these combos on Twitter.
It's weird. It's unfortunate that the enemies die in 3 hits. You never get to do them.
Except unless you do it against a child.
Even so,
you do it against the teammate.
Even so, I have to commend the developers for that game because they were working in like very harsh conditions. I would say.
Yeah, that is unfortunate.
But they managed to not only make the game look amazing and play amazing, but they managed to optimize it well on like weaker hardware.
So many.
Looking at the PS4 and Switch versions, holy moly! Even though they're downgrades, they actually work properly.
The game's pretty good and fun. It's just unfortunate as I haven't been able to play it recently due to a little bit of COVID in my house, barring me from the basement. But yeah, once I get back to it,
a little gremlin in the basement. Don't worry.
A little bit. But yeah, other than that, obviously Elden Ring, which from to be 100% honest, since that one video that we did, I have gotten not very far. Since then, I've been just slowly making my way through the game. But
I still don't have the right platform. I still don't have Elden Ring, so too bad.
Other than that, what other games have released?
I have so many.
Kaiser has a list of games, like a lot to talk about.
Oh boy!
I think neither Tyler and I have actually played these games, but
oh boy,
here we go.
KOF 15, baby.
King of Fighters 15.
You got Hogamo's KOF. A big release just for the FGC, really. So much stuff that the game offers. There's a lot of fun. There's a lot of combos. There's a lot of tech, really. It doesn't really talk out to its audience in terms of difficulty. That's kind of the thing of KOF. It's always a pick up and play game, bang for your buck. Even though like characters, there's maybe stronger. You have like you have 3 characters to play. To go crazy. And there's so much I could talk about, but that really just leads into probably my biggest piece of news that's made me the most excited. Really, crossplay between PS4 and PC for Guilty Gear Strive.
Wow!
Yeah. They finally knows the smell of the game.
Well, they finally created it cross-platform. I didn't know there was a platform outside of PC. I don't know there was stuff outside of the PS4. Whoa! You're telling me I can play those systems? Here's the thing: Street Fighter did first, Street Fighter 5, but they botched it in terms of netcode, where the actual like online sucked. Period. Good. Like you would see more teleports than what's it called? Yeah, like an average age game of Smash with I don't know characters that teleport. It's been too long since
Palutena, Zelda, technically I guess Sheik, Lucario, or not Lucario, Greninja,
Hero.
Hero flies, or dies.
Warp command.
There's no warp in Smash.
No, they do have warp.
Not in
They
Smash.
have the. Don't they have like the zoom?
Command.
Yeah, zoom, which it does. It's not teleporting because you can still hit him.
Oh yeah.
Well,
not fully invincible. Well, it's whatever. If it looks like it teleports, they teleport.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, and with how Strive's net code is it's very strong. Really, it really is. I have played with people in Chile, and I've got a better connection there than throwing a football across my lawn. All right.
Okay.
See my neighbor catch it, and hope he'll play on a wired connection, and hope to God, I really do hope that I get a stable game of Smash with him.
I think near the beginning of April there was a Rivals of Aether Direct, and they showed off like 2 or 3 new games, and they all had rollback and everything.
Yeah, they showed Rivals. They showed us Rivals 2, which Rivals I would be excited for.
More Playmakers, I think that's what it's called. Both of those have rollback, which is interesting.
Yeah, Nintendo, you gotta do it for Smash.
Well, I mean, the thing of rollback, it's the fact that it's so common in other games, like the teleporting within other like FPS is even Mario Kart. That's actually rollback there.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that it's bad. It's the fact that it really does show how well implemented those systems are if you barely notice them, right?
Yeah. But at the same time, I guess if you were to use frame delay,
it's easier to implement, really.
It's just in the case of MASH, I think even there was actually a modder who tried to do it on MASH Ultimate.
It's very much possible. People can do it.
It just takes really, really long, especially.
It's about brute forcing, really.
Yeah,
it took one game really, plus Guilty Gear X-Core Plus R took a while. Like they got really good progress, but they had to brute force their way to do it. And like I said, it took a long while to do it. They got, and then Arxis reached out and said, "Hey, we see what you're doing. You want to do it? You want to do it for us? You want to make it official?" Well, that's actually what happened. And and then Arxis made sure to include rollback to most of their games, not all of them. Do you think I'm going to boot up Reload? Maybe, but not for fun.
Yeah, it's actually kind of crazy, but I think that in general I haven't played a ton of games this year, but this is by far more than I've played in at the beginning of the year. This is probably the most games I've played in quite a while.
Yeah, I would have to. Well, I can't really.
That being 4 or 5 in the
versus
3 months.
Versus what?
Yeah.
What, 1 or 2 usually, or 0?
Yeah, 0 or 1.
Yeah.
But a little thing has kind of reinvigorated the kind of the multiplayer aspect for us. Something from what are they called? Activision?
Yeah, that's the thing. Outside of the actual Quarter 1 releases,
we've just been going back to old releases. We're actually
we've been going down memory lane a bit more often now.
And now we're making new memories with.
Admittedly, I've only ever played one full game from Quarter 1, and that's Pokemon Legends Arceus. Everything else was either demos or I just didn't play them at all. The Switch Sports Beta and Kirby demo. Outside of that, I actually haven't dove into Quarter 1 as much as I thought I would.
So you're just
okay. And especially, this is especially looking at Lego Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
I actually just didn't have time to dive into that game, nor
it's like Lego Star Wars.
It's not well, yeah, like I would definitely play it if I had a lot more time to like spend. But other than that, Kaiser and I have been kind of just looking at older games from 2015, 2012, that sort of stuff.
Pretty much, I feel what happens like all the time with every year. You're like, I'm just gonna go back to the oldies.
Yeah, and then somehow we get a big grind.
Morals, the ending of this this podcast. As we always do, we are famous for our ending morals. That sometimes an old game is better. You don't have to get the shiny new one.
Exactly. Yeah. Not every new game is better. It's just the plain old fact.
Yeah, and then
it's perfect, and everyone keeps talking about it constantly, forever. That's the moral. You don't have to play new games.
Yeah, don't feel obligated to play new games.
Unless it's Elden Ring, because it's a perfect game. So,
thank you for joining us in discussing various topics. We would love it if you could follow us on Twitter and listen to future episodes on Spotify and iTunes. Make sure to join our community Discord server to continue today's discussion. And we'll see you next time on the Switch Clicks Podcast.